Hello, and welcome to the latest installment of New Arrivals at Princeton Record Exchange. We are in the very messy back room. It is June 2015. I'm trying out my new phone camera, so forgive me if I'm a little clumsy here. We've got a great collection of 1,000 jazz records, mostly later pressings and reissues, as well as 1,500 traditional Latin American. We'll start with a couple of the super rare items. We've got a beautiful copy of Miles Davis collector's items, original NYC press, deep groove of course, on Prestige. Really gorgeous shape, just the slightest mark on it. Cover and record in great condition. We've also got an extremely rare Hank Mobley Soul Station on Blue Note, BIP 4031, original 47 West 63rd, deep groove pressing. There are some slight superficial marks. We don't think they'll sound at all in the vinyl, but really in excellent shape, and unfortunately a review taped to the cover. Because of these flaws, we've taken what would normally be $800 to $1,000 maybe record and brought it down to a reasonable $499.99. But the bulk of these records are not budget busters at all. We'll start with a few of the rarer ones. Mostly some mid-press Blue Notes, original contemporary. Great Jackie McLean playing right now. This collection is really heavy on Blue Note reissues and Impulse as well. Mostly later pressings. This is an original Love Supreme, always a pleasure to have in, one of the all-time greats. A lot of Miles Davis, a lot of John Coltrane, Thelonious Monk. But yeah, notably, there are just an amazing amount of Blue Notes in here. But later pressings, for those of you who aren't too familiar with it, there's a lot of blue labels, which are usually like fifth pressings. I have an example here, Blue Train, all blue. So it doesn't have the blue and white of the originals from this era. Great music, doesn't affect that. Some people really like the originals. I can't afford them, so I'm always happy to see it. Like I say, tons of Coltrane. There's a bunch of two-fers in here, where they put two records together. Some of the Prestiges and Blue Notes. They're not really featured too much here. Great Andy Warhol covers, of course, the Kenny Burrell. Also blue labeled. Giant Steps, red and green press, so that'd be like third or fourth pressings of one of the best albums ever, in my humble opinion. Here's an example of one of those two-fers reissue series where they put two records back to back. Very cheap, very nice way to pick up some great music. It's been a while since we had a nice clean jazz collection in, and I will emphasize how clean these are. The gentleman took really great care of them. They were covered with sleeves, and he obviously put them away, and barely a scratch amongst them. Coltrane, great Sonny Rollins. A bunch of Japanese pressings too. There's one Scottish imported here, first one I've ever seen, but mostly, of course, domestic pressings. And like I said, maybe about 15, 20 Japanese pressings. Here's a couple now. Just a really nice assortment of stuff. Great way if you're looking to flesh out your classic jazz collection. Really nice stuff. We don't expect these to last long. Do encourage you to come when you can. It's midweek. So that'll be wrapping up that. As you can see, just really great titles. And we'll be featuring a bit of the Latin American ones in a minute, but that's it for the jazz at Princeton Record Exchange in Princeton, New Jersey.